Hello everyone, welcome to the Random Life. Today we're going to be going over oil changes, basic things that you're going to need to know before you set out to do your oil change for your first time. Um, some of these things are going to be pretty important, and no matter what, congratulations, because this is really a good thing if you do your own oil. You save money. You can also, if it's not the money you want to save, instead of paying someone else to do it, you do it yourself and you can get better oil, better filters. Plus, you don't have to worry about somebody messing up your vehicle because you're doing it yourself. You're going to take pride in what you're doing. So that's important. So, anyway, congratulations. Hopefully, you guys don't have any trouble. Um, Try to go over some things so you don't have any trouble. So, basically, you're going to want to do plenty of research. You want to look up your vehicle, make sure is it to how hard it is to get to your oil filter, how hard it is to get to your drain plug, um, and then you're also going to need certain tools. Um, you're going to need oil filter wrench, possibly. Um, More than likely, you will. And the only reason I say possibly is because sometimes you can get your hands on it, you can turn it by hand. More than likely, it's not going to happen like that. So you want to make sure you have the right size filter wrench. Um, do your research on your oil. Make sure you're getting the proper oil for your car. You're going to need jack stands. You're going to need to block your wheels. Put your vehicle in park and or put your parking brake on. Make sure that's always on so it doesn't roll on you. Get it jacked up, put jack stands underneath of it just in case. You don't want to be underneath of it and it falls down on you. Um, yeah, so basically, that's a few things. So, really, how you want to do it is you want to go ahead and start searching for your vehicle. Um, you can either do it on YouTube, Google, however, and they'll be able to go in more depth on some vehicles if it's your vehicle is this model, maker model, or whatever. You can do research just for that vehicle on YouTube, and you might be able to find a video for it if someone's working on it, and then you'll see what you're in for when you do it. Um, that's a good way to start. And if you can't get the information on there, just do searches in Google. I mean, you can basically do that for anything you want to do, but anytime, just do your research before you do anything. It's very important because you don't want to make a mistake, and it's not good if you do make a mistake because that could be costly. Um, and speaking of that, when you go to take your drain plug out, be careful. Make sure you have the right size tools. You don't want to use a socket or wrench that's slightly over the size that you need because you could, start to wear out the head on it, depending on what kind of head it has on it. You don't want to strip that because then you'll never be able to get it off. You could, but it'd be really difficult. Um, and another thing, when you do put your drain plug back in, be very careful. Do it by hand. Back your threads out. Go back in. You want to make sure it turns easily first couple of turns before you put a wrench on there or anything like that because you don't want to cross thread it. Um, and just make sure you have good, pan to catch all your oil. Uh, Prepare to get dirty, especially your first time. You're going to get dirty anyway, but have some rags on you, things like that. Just be safe. And then after you do your first one, it's going to be so much easier the next time you do it. You won't have, you know, you won't be worried about it as much. You'll feel more confident about it. And yeah, it'll be a better experience for you. It'll be well worth it. Um, Doing your own oils, very rewarding. I mean, like I said, you save money or you get to use more expensive oil filters. You get to look over your car. You can see if there's something you see that's not right when you're down there. It's good experience for you, and it's good for you to do that. Um, and be cautious at first, but don't be scared. I mean, you can make mistakes. Just be careful. I mean, there's certain things you don't want to mess up on, like your filter. You want to make sure that's nice and tight, but don't over tighten it. You don't want to cross thread anything. That's bad. Or yeah, so really, anytime you're doing your oil filter, just make sure you don't over tighten it. I always get it hand tight if you can, get your hands on it, and then just one good turn if you can get it, or if you have to use a wrench, just get a nice quarter turn. You don't want it too tight because you're going to have to change it again, and you don't want to have to struggle taking it off. That's really a pain sometimes if you over tighten it. Before you start your car, just look over everything. Make sure that your oil, you have plenty of oil in there. You check your levels. And yeah, basically that's about it for when you're getting started. Just do your research. Make sure you get the right parts. Double check it sometimes. Maybe even go to your vehicle manufacturer's website and see if there's information on there. Just double check everything. If you don't feel like you had enough information off your first source, go to another source. And basically that's about it for getting started. It's just make sure you have your right tools. Do your research, like I said, before you even get started, because you want to make sure you have everything. You don't want to get started on it and then come to find out you don't have this or that, and then if you're by yourself and you don't have another vehicle to go somewhere, that could be rough. So yeah, definitely do your research, and just take your time the first time. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you do it right. And if you take your time, you're not going to mess up, hopefully. And yeah, it's just after that, it might take you an hour or two. Who knows? First time, depends on your car, the conditions you're working in. But just take your time, be safe. And if you have any more questions, shoot me a comment or something. I'll be glad to answer it for you if there's something I missed, or if you have any specific questions about your vehicle. And like all of this, you could pretty much apply this to anything. If you want to change a part, you don't always have to go to a dealership or take it somewhere where they're going to charge the heck out of you for it. Just attempt to do it yourself. I mean, and apply that to everything. Like, if you got something broken in your house, just check YouTube out. You'll probably figure it out, more than likely. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, if there's any questions, just ask me some questions. I have no problem. Just comment and I'll respond. All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Peace.